everybody. Ariana Anderson here. I am a traditional naturopath here at Anderson Family Chiropractic and Naturopathic Care, or as we call AFC Wellness. This is my trusty assistant, Tori, which many of you already know. And we, as promised, are going to talk a little bit today about my technique, nutrition response testing. So nutrition response testing is basically a neurological response test. So we're utilizing nervous system responses to help give us clues as to what parts of the body might have some weakness or some challenge, and then what specific things are going to help us to support that particular weakness or challenge. So how it works is we're going to use a muscle group. Sometimes people have called this muscle testing in the past, but it's really not a muscle strength test. We can use any muscle, any strong muscle in the body that's in an appendage. So we're going to use the deltoid just because it's convenient, but we could use her quad, we could use her calf. It just would be inconvenient. So we'll use the deltoid muscle. If I put pressure on this arm, she actually can hold that. I can put like all my weight, and it really actually doesn't really feel like a lot to her, as long as she has a really good connection between her brain, her nervous system, all the way to that deltoid muscle. Now, say for instance though, I were to put my hand right here on her area of her skin that has a lot of nerves that connect to her lungs. Say she had an underlying stress of her lung. If I were to press there, it's like I'm putting more stress on an already stressed organ. And what will happen is it kind of gets the attention of her nervous system, like it sort of rediverts some energy that was in her hands back here, because her arms are not as important as her lung, right? And so it's sort of like, what you doing? Why are you up there, right? So if I put some stress there, her arm goes weak. And I take the stress away, her arm is nice and strong again, right? Because the nerve flow just goes right back into the appendages. And it works like this really at any organ or gland in the body. And so you actually have 90% of your sympathetic nervous system literally in your skin. If you were to take out every part of you that is not sympathetic nerve fibers and just have sympathetic nerve fibers, you would be recognizable as you. It's so dense in your skin. So really this technique is just using that system and seeing the response that you get when you put a little stress on different areas that correspond to different organs or glands. So that's step one. Step two is where we're trying to figure out what specific nutrition that would be helpful for that particular stressed or weak organ. So what we would do, we have, this is just a whole food supplement. That's one thing that makes us a little bit different. We're a whole food shop. We think that nutrition should come from actual food and not from a lab. So the majority of what we use is from whole food. We particularly use standard process and MediHerb, but we have a couple others. But anyway, this particular one is a supplement. It's a multivitamin for the lungs. And so it has its own unique chemical composition based on the constituents that make it up. And so it has its own unique vibrational frequency based on that. What's interesting is that your nervous system is both within you, it's also in your skin, as I just mentioned. And it's kind of cool. You can actually use photography to see their nervous system kind of expands out to about here. And so when you take a supplement in, or you just eat like say a banana or an orange or whatnot, it comes in your nervous system. Your body does recognize the biochemical structure of things, but it also has its own unique vibrational frequency, and it recognizes it by that as well. Well, the same thing is true even if it's within its field, like right here, it's actually on her body, right? And her body can recognize it. So say for instance, I'll have her hold that here. Say I had already previously put stress on that lung reflex and it was weak. If this is helpful, it's going to kind of calm her nervous system down in regards to what's happening with her lung. And so when I press on there, it'll stay strong because that energy didn't get rediverted back into that lung area because it was stressed, because it sort of calmed it down. Now, there's a lot going on here that's a little more complicated than that, but that's basically what's occurring. And so this is how we find specific nutrition that will help each individual organ system and what is causing it some stress. And so this, of course, is Tori's favorite thing ever. If you're not completely sold that our bodies are electrical and very intelligent in the way that those circuits are composed, this is an energy ball. which is kind of fun. A lot of times they have them in like science classrooms. And it has the ability to have light and sound, but it needs to have a circuit, right? And so I can create that circuit with my own body. And so, right? What's also kind of cool is that we can actually sort of interface with each other. So, kind of cool, right? And so we are electrical, and that's definitely a part of who we are. And so with this particular technique, we're just utilizing those neurological reflexes to give us ideas of how we can specifically target and support areas in the body that may be weak or challenged. Again, there's a lot more to it than just this. We do actually use other things to help us determine if there are stressors, such as with foods, chemicals, heavy metals, and immune challenge. We use those too, but we're just kind of giving you a kind of a brief synopsis of the the major parts of what we do with this particular technique. So if you're interested and you would like to know more, feel free to give us a call. Our number is 419-878-8312, or you can email us at afcwellness, all one word, afcwellness.com, and you can schedule a free consult. And again, we are in Waterville, Ohio, which is near Toledo, and we're called Anderson Family Chiropractic and Naturopathic Care, or AFC Wellness. So thanks for stopping by. Bye.